The history of Tesla Motors, a story of innovation. Tesla Motors was founded on the belief that being environmentally conscious and responsible didn't mean having to compromise on what we love most about cars. Electric vehicles could be better, faster, and more comfortable than internal combustion engine cars and still accelerate us into a clean, zero-emission future. We associate Tesla Motors with its CEO, Elon Musk, a visionary entrepreneur famous for his wildest dreams of making humanity a multi-planetary species and making technology we've only seen in science fiction movies. But a little-known fact about Tesla Motors is that it was founded by engineers Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning in 2003. Before that, the two had quite a resume under their belt. Tarpenning had worked for Textron in Saudi Arabia before moving on to developing software and firmware products for several companies, including Seagate Technology and Bechtel. He later went on to serve as Vice President of Engineering at Packet Design. Eberhard co-founded Nuvo Media, which made the Rocket e-book. This is where the two met. Tarpenning was leading the development of the e-reader until 2000, when Nuvo Media was sold to Gemstar for $187 million. With that out of the way, the two were free to focus on a venture that would genuinely change the world. In 2003, they founded Tesla Motors. The name was inspired by the 19th century Serbian-American inventor Nikola Tesla, best known for his discovery of the properties of rotating electromagnetic fields, and his work led to alternating current, which is a far more efficient form of electrical transmission than direct current. It was a fitting name for an invention that would disrupt an industry and ruffle some feathers. Founded in 2003, Tesla Motors didn't draw the curtains until much later. In 2004, Elon Musk became a chairman of the board of directors and invested $30 million into the company. Musk would later go on to help raise funds from Google founders Sergey Brin and Larry Page. In 2006, Tesla Motors revealed its innovative 100% electric Roadster prototype. It had an impressive range of 245 miles on a single charge, and additional tests showed an acceleration of 0 to 60 miles per hour in less than 4 seconds, with a top speed of 125 miles per hour. The body was lightweight thanks to the carbon fiber, and the car was powered by lithium-ion cells, the same ones you have in your phones and laptops. Following the successful unveiling, the Roadster went into production and was delivered to buyers in 2008. But it wasn't the most budget-friendly option. At its release, the car was priced at over $100,000, which locked a bulk of consumers out of the market. It also posed a question of convenience. Tesla Motors cars took between 24 and 48 hours to recharge on a standard home outlet, while regular cars could fuel up in minutes. Why should anybody bother with a Tesla Motors car? But charging time wasn't the only thing Tesla Motors was struggling with during the release of the Roadster. In 2007, Eberhard had to resign as CEO of Tesla Motors and filed a lawsuit against Elon Musk for slander and breach of contract. He did, however, retain his seat on the advisory board. None of these transitions were smooth for the company, but they ensured that the company's flagship product wouldn't be compromised as it hit the market. In 2008, the year of the release, the founders of Tesla Motors left the company entirely. Elon Musk assumed the position as CEO and ended up firing 25% of the staff. At this point, there was a lot of damage control to do. Despite the launch of the Roadster in 2008, in 2009, Tesla Motors faced significant financial problems. The company had less than $10 million on hand, which was less than what was needed to deliver cars that had already been sold. In May of that year, Daimler, whose subsidiaries included Mercedes-Benz, bought a 10% stake in the company for $50 million. Tesla Motors secured another $465 million from the Department of Energy, and it gave the company the working capital it needed to survive, at least for the time being. Realizing that they would need a more stable solution for the long term, Tesla Motors went public. In 2010, the company was listed on the Nasdaq at $17 a share, and thanks to that, Tesla Motors raised $226 million in its IPO. As of February 2022, that share is worth $923.32. At this point, Tesla Motors was also working on bringing the cost of its cars down. The Model S sedan would retail for $76,000, which was still out of range for most consumers, but at least 3/4 of the price of the Roadster. Tesla Motors as we know it today really came to be in 2011 when it revealed a prototype of the Model S. It had a range of 300 miles and a slightly lower charging time. This was its first step towards the mainstream consumer market. A year later, it went into production. And, unsurprisingly, the Model S was a hit. It received several awards from automotive and environmental publications, and it set new benchmarks for what electric cars could achieve. If there was anything that deterred people from making the switch, aside from the cost, it was the charge time. It definitely was an improvement over the Roadster, but still not the most convenient option compared to just fueling up. To combat this, in 2012, Tesla Motors opened its first freestanding charging stations. This would be the first supercharger in a network of superchargers. It began with 6 in California, and now there are over 1,000 worldwide. These locations offered free charging to Tesla motor owners, and it was faster than a wall outlet at home. Ideally, you could have a full battery in 45 to 50 minutes, compared to 24 or 48 hours. In 2013, Tesla made its first quarterly profit. It had scaled to a point where Elon Musk felt it was time to expand. Demand was high, and for the sake of efficiency, the company needed another facility. The following year, they announced the Nevada Gigafactory. The Gigafactory in Nevada became the center for battery manufacturing. At 4.5 square miles, the factory is the largest building in the world, employing over 7,000 people as of 2018. Should we have 100 of these facilities across the globe, we might just be able to completely transition to sustainable energy consumption without an increase in production. At least, that's what Musk says. After Giga Nevada, there was no stopping Tesla Motors. Have you been wondering why we've been calling it Tesla Motors throughout this video? When the company was originally founded, it was called Tesla Motors. The name was officially changed in 2017 to Tesla to indicate its new scope of products. Its new scope of products being everything it had started developing in 2015, with its mission to reduce emissions and move consumers to make climate-friendly and eco-friendly decisions. Tesla started a line of solar energy products designed to power homes and businesses through rechargeable batteries. Elon Musk, in several public writings and statements, has said that he would like the company to eventually become an energy solution across many sectors. Not that Tesla has changed its focus. In 2016, they continued their push into the mass consumer market, and Tesla announced its Model 3 sedan. This would be the company's first car targeted at a mainstream market with a price point below $70,000. Musk was understandably excited, but in haste announced that the company would deliver up to 200,000 vehicles in the latter half of 2017. It was 4 times the amount they actually ended up producing, but this would be the least of their problems. 2018 was hardly a good year for the company. Missed predictions led investors to dump Tesla stocks, and in the middle of 2017 it lost more than 5% of its value, which lost the company $12 billion. So in January 2018, Tesla was producing its Model 3 cars at a fraction of the rate Musk promised. Over a 3-month period, the company managed to finish and ship just 2,400 cars after promising consumers and investors that it could ramp up production to 5,000 a week. Tesla claimed this problem was a supply chain issue, which caused the company to rely on inefficiently sourced parts from around the world rather than building and assembling their cars in one place. But that paled in comparison to the legal trouble Tesla got into thanks to Musk's tweet stating that he wanted to take the company public again. Musk created more legal troubles later that year on Twitter by tweeting his plan to take Tesla private again. This caused traders to grab shares of the company before the buyback, causing the company stock price to rise by 10% before the trading was locked. Following that, the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, charged Musk with securities fraud based on his tweet, accusing him of tweeting only to drive up the stock price. Tesla and Musk ended up paying a $20 million fine, and he was forced to step down as chairman. Of course, he is still the CEO, and under his vision, Tesla has made progress in leaps and bounds. Maybe they didn't start off strong after all the scandals. After opening at $310.12 in January 2019 and reaching a high of only $347.31, Tesla's stock had dropped considerably. During this process, the company also lost some key members, like its CTO and CFO. But later in the year, things started looking better. Tesla's stock began rebounding. After spending several months just under $200 a share, the third quarter earnings sent the stock price through the roof. 2019 was also the year of the Cybertruck, a futuristic utility truck with a range of 500 miles and a towing capacity of almost 14,000 pounds. As of today, this vehicle has still not been released. 2019 closed up at over $418 a share. It was a rough start, but it certainly got better. And 2020 would be even better for the company. The company's sales rose 36% that year, with the increase being fueled by Giga Shanghai, which was tasked with producing Model Ys. The fourth quarter of 2020 showed a record revenue of $10.7 billion, and the whole year's revenue was $31.5 billion, up from $24.6 billion in 2019. Tesla had another wild year in 2021, dominating the US electric car space. They closed the year with over $53 billion in sales and their share prices at $900, making Elon Musk the richest man in the world, surpassing Amazon founder Jeff Bezos. So that brings us to the obvious question: what's next? As far as competition, Tesla has no releases planned for 2022, but it does have competition to deal with. Tesla might not have entered the scene first, but they shook up the auto industry enough to get other car makers to catch up or be left behind. In their attempt to catch up, companies like Volkswagen, Renault, and Hyundai have introduced their own EV lineups, some being more affordable than Tesla's. However, it seems that none of them hold a candle to what Tesla can do, not just in terms of range and battery life, but in terms of features, style, and luxury as well. In the end, Tesla achieved what its founders set out to do. While some of Tesla's competitors may have the edge thanks to their affordability, the truth is it wouldn't exist had Tesla not come in and disrupted the market. And like we said, the name Tesla is very fitting. So, what do you think of Tesla's journey from 2003 to the present? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.